Hello, welcome to Lori's DIY Life. This is Lori. Okay, I'm going to make a card using this stamp and die frame. I haven't opened it yet. I hope this works out well. Okay, so this ended up being a lot smaller than I thought. Let me see. So, let's see. 6. Gotta be 4 by 6. So I better stick with this and just do some matting of it. Let me make sure I got it right. Okay. So, all right. So let me think, because 4 by 6 and 5 by 7, I'm gonna need another color. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use this purple. I like the way they go together. I believe they're both from the Vintage Butterfly Paper Collection. I'm gonna put the purple first and then the green, I think. So I'm gonna cut this. To just under 5 by 7. So I'm going to cut this way first. Just under the 5 by 7. So this line right here is the 5-inch. That's how just under I'm going. And usually I end up having to come back and cut it some more, but start off there. And then I better measure this because I don't have it. Doesn't go to 7. This is like 8 1/4, so I want to cut a little bit over 1 1/4 off. So I'm going to go just ahead of the 1 1/4 line, and that should make it pretty even. Let's see. Yeah, I need to take a little bit off the side, just a tiny bit. So I couldn't even tell you how much I've cut off. It's such a small piece. Let's see if that does it. It's not straight. It's not straight. For some reason, that is not straight. You can see right there. Okay. Let's see if that makes it straight now. There we have it. See? Okay. So that's the 5 by 7. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I'm going to use my Sizzix quick drying glue. Hopefully it's not plugged. Sometimes it gets plugged really quick. I've had bottles of this where you just can't do. Ooh, that's not plugged. But I've had bottles of this where I've used it one night, got up the next day, and it's dry. So, not dry, clogged is the word. Okay. So it says right here, stamp and die. I'm just trying to get some glue off of here. It's a little crooked in there. Okay. So this, I'm gonna go ahead and run through so that I can figure out how I want to make the next how I want to make the next. This does not cut, so I can make this however big I want to make it. The edge does not cut, just the inside. Whoa. Well, that kind of restricts me, doesn't it? Since I cut that all crooked. Oh my goodness, I cut two of them. Oh, thinking this paper's thicker than it is, right? Okay. Let's see, there we go. Try to straighten it up. Is that gonna work? Maybe. Okay. And I need my... See, I thought I was gonna be using my big one. I need my folder. Okay. Let me pause you while I look for the folder. Okay. Found it. That didn't take me but a minute, but you gotta do it. Okay. So let's get this on here now. And I'm gonna go backwards on it. And there we go. Okay. These really could make our lives easier if it's easy enough to use, right? It's just... making sure. Okay, I gotta stamp it. So let me figure this out. How does the stamp go on? Is gonna be our next question, right? So it's gonna go right on there. Well, that makes a difference too. If there was some way to easily line this up, that would be really nice. And I honestly don't know what is easier. Is it easier to die cut first and stamp second? Or the opposite? I don't know. That looks about right to me. Here's going to be the problem. I didn't cut the paper big enough for the magnet. So I'm going to stick a magnet there. And we're going to see. It did have a cover. I thought it was one without the cover. I was going to say I'm going to try using the one without a cover. It might be easier. Okay. Fingers crossed for me, please. Ooh. The paper lifted up. So now you can learn from my mistake. Cut your paper bigger. Give you some place to put your magnets. Oh, that's a nice image when you get the ink on it. You can really see what's there. I don't want to have to stamp this too many times. And what I'm using is the quick dry ink, which probably is not the best idea because I'm coloring it, but I'm just going to do a quick ink over the colors. So I'm hoping that it'll be good enough. That's what I'm hoping for. Now this stamp platform will move a little bit this way, that way, this way, that way. So if you go down and you see that you're not going down good, you can kind of adjust it as you're going down. The problem with me right now is if I do stick my head straight over it, maybe I'll stand up and see if I can. See, I can't tell. I think I messed up. But we'll have a look here in a second. Okay, let's look. It doesn't look like the ink came off evenly. I need it to come this way more. Can you tell? I need it to come this way more. So what I might do is just go ahead and ink it up. Let me see if any of these, either of these ones are big enough. And then I'll cut. Oh, look what I did to that. Oh, I'm gonna leave that pad there, that right there. And then I wanna take, I'm gonna turn it over. here's the die. So I'm gonna take, I want to get all this stuff out. Is that the only thing left? Okay, looks like it. Okay. And I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp it first. So I need it right kind of over here. Let me see. More that way. I moved it a little too much. I just want to kind of put it in the middle there. Okay, that should be about where I want it. Okay. Now I'm going to stamp it. You can feel that sticking to the stamp. Okay. I don't have it magneted down. Hopefully that won't matter. Okay. Hopefully I get a good impression like the last time right off the bat. I didn't. Need a bad spot right there. Let's hope this turns out okay and didn't mess it up too bad. Okay, I like that. I like the way that one turned out. That time looks good to me. Now I gotta try to figure out the die, right? So here's what I messed up on is I should have left the die cut in it. Then I could have used it as an aperture, right? Because this die doesn't show hardly anything on the other side. And I have nowhere really to stick the die to, but that's it. Let me see if I can get some tape on here. Just some tape. There it is. Okay. Looks pretty good. Hope works. Does that look right? I moved it. It's kind of hard because I used a very small piece of paper. Okay. If I'd had a bigger piece of paper, I could have then just flipped this, and then I could see, with the stamping and everything. I don't know. It needs to be flipped this way. Now it needs to turn. Trying to line up the paper, not the picture. I think I got it right. If I don't, shame on me for trying to use a stamped image and a small image and all of that. Right. Okay, back to my folder. Get some of these loose pieces off of here. They will kind of emboss your paper. If they're thick enough. Okay, so now I'm just going to put this in here. I'm going to bend that tape over. And it still looks pretty good from what I can tell. Okay. Let's run it through and see what we got. Part of me says run it back through. Part of me says no, no, no. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. So this one might actually look worse than the first one. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to pause you while I clean this out, and I'll be right back. Okay, I do think this one turned out a little bit better than this one. It doesn't seem like there's so much cut off, so it's handmade, they say. They say it can't be perfect. So I'm going to be happy with that. What I will say is I have seen some of the stuff that people make, and sometimes it's more perfect than a machine made, you know. Some people are so talented, and that's not me, folks. I am here to help people that need it. Like I could have used to see mistakes people made so that I didn't make them. And you see this all over this mess, just everywhere. So what I'm gonna do is pick some of this up real quick and bring in the little ladybug. Oh, that's a little ladybug. Pick it up. I know you probably didn't care about that, but I just like to show it off sometimes because look at, I mean, I could have done a better job, but works like a champ. Saves me a ton of time. Okay, so here's the one I'm gonna use. Here's my paper cutter. I want to try to cut this thing as nicely as possible. So I'm just trying to gauge, getting it even. And so not so much of this side, but just a little bit. Still a little bit more. This is not straight here. I can see that now. Just took a little tiny bit off, probably not enough. I do want to take a little tiny bit off of here because there's a little bit of a rough edge. Maybe I'll line it all up with this thing. So all the tips can line up to that. That's not going to do it. That's not going to cut enough off. Let's see. So crooked. So crooked. Let's see. Still a little crooked. I don't know. Sometimes I think I need to be drawing lines with a ruler on these things to get it straight. Let's see how straight we are. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm okay with that. So I need to see how big is. That's about a ½ inch. A little less than a ½ inch. So that was 5 by 7. I'm gonna go think I'm gonna go 4.5 by 6.5. So let me do 4.5 first. 4.5, I'm gonna line it up on that line. That should make it straight, right? So hold down the thing. 4.5 and 6.5 I don't have on here. So let me measure this paper. 6.5 goes to 8.25. So I want it to be 6.5. So I need to cut off 1 3/4. I believe, I hope. 1 3/4. I don't know about that. Does it look? Still doesn't look straight. Let's see what we got. This is gonna end up being a long video. Always worry, I don't want you guys to have to watch one that's just drags and drags and drags. But at the same time, I want you to see the process of what I'm doing, and then you can kind of decide if that's what you want to do or not. And I don't feel like that something's not. This is not straight. I can see over here. I can't see where the die was. Here I can. I'm gonna try to just see if I can get that little bit off and make it straighter. Let's see. It still doesn't look right for some reason. Now this side looks off. Wouldn't it be funny if it's a crooked stamp or something? Let's see. Does that look better? I think my question now is this straight? You know what? I don't know why I always fight it. Why don't I just put it on here? If that lines up, and these all line up, and that lines up, then that's straight, right? Because it's all in the grid. Okay, so this is straight. This in the grid, in the grid, in the grid. Over the grid. So I would say it's a little off here. I don't know why I always fit that. It's just that little bit about. Still just a little bit amount. So I'm gonna have to move it. Now let's see if it's straight. It's pretty straight looking, I think. Okay, so I'm going to get some paper here. And I'm going to... I don't know if I want to use the metallics. Let's see. I just grabbed my watercolors here from Diamond Press. And I'm going to look at my colors and decide which colors I want to use. I'm going to use this green. No, maybe I'll use this darker green. For my bigger flowers, I'm going to use the darker orange. And for my smaller flowers, I guess I'll use the red. And okay, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my little dauber, my little finger daubers out and use them. Okay, so here's a green. I'll just go ahead and start with it. Green, 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 green. Green, green, green. And I'm going to hit the green down here too. And I didn't want to leave that white edge. Somebody else may decide to. I didn't want to. But I'll come back probably with the bigger and smooth that out a little bit. Like I said, this is the quick dry ink, so I don't want to do too much playing. I want it kind of quick. Okay. And you can just go around the edges and just smooth it out a little bit. And it's inked, so it's not going to be perfect anyways. It's not like if I colored it or something. So there is that. I might have to work on that edge a little bit better. Okay, now I want to orange. I don't really see an orange here. I have a yellow, but not really an orange. So I'm going to grab an orange, and I'm going to use that on my little flowers. That's it. Okay. Then I have the red for the bigger flowers. And I could use the orange or just come after another sponge for the red. I can see I missed some leaves. That's kind of a weird red, right? It's kind of a pinkish. And I might just kind of go to make it a little bit darker on the inside. Okay. So because I missed some leaves, I'm going to come back with the green and hit those leaves. And I might go for making them a little bit darker too, so they stand out. Okay. It's kind of a mess looking right now. Let me get this green smoother. And it's getting darker too, like the other. That's okay. You can see where I missed a spot here. Boy, it's almost like I missed this whole side with the green. I want different shades in there. How's that? Oh, I don't know about that. Let's have a look at it. Very different eyes. That being this. But that really looks messy now. What do I do with it? Let me think. I should have been a little more careful with the flowers. I don't know what I was thinking. Because usually if you can get it like that, then it's okay. But this whole thing, it's just too much. So what can I do? Do I have another darker green? I don't think that's darker green. There's a technique that I once used with color pencil, but I don't know if it would work with this. But the color's light enough. Already a mess. So let's see. Let me see what happens with this. Oh, that's very, very light. That might be just... It's not making a difference. Sometimes if you can do this, it will tone your mistakes down a little bit. It kind of tones everything down a little bit. But it's not really gonna work on this. It's dulling the color a little bit, but it's not making it any better. Shoot. I was kind of hoping that would work. I can't remember what it was called when you're using colored pencils. You can go over your whole thing with another color, and you go over the whole thing, like with a white one or a light gray or something. A very light color. And it just does something, brings the colors together a little bit. I was kind of hoping maybe it will. I was kind of hoping that might work for this. See how it's just kind of giving everything a different look. Almost kind of a dusty look to it. Does that make sense? Maybe I haven't held it up for you. It might actually be helping. See, that's not looking so bad now. Let me see how this looks at this point. I kind of think I can live with that a little bit. I could even now try to go back over those spots very carefully because they're almost kind of covered up. But I think I'm gonna go with this. The feel of this is not bad. Might have, look what it did to my, here, let's see if I can get some of that off. Maybe, I don't know. And so, I don't know if that helps you or not, but I think it made an improvement in, so, I'm ready to put this down. This is coming up faster than I really want it to, but I'm just gonna hit the bigger spots because It does have bigger spots around it. I think enough to get it to stay down good. There's a couple of things I didn't get knocked out. That's done. Over here. 1, 2, 3. I believe that's all I saw. Okay. So now this is gonna go. Okay, centered on here. It's hard to do this right. Making sure you can see what I'm doing sometimes. Okay. Now what I want to do, before I glue that on there, I want to take this ink, I want to take the stamps from the set. There is one, there's to a special someone and a thank you. I'm gonna do for a special someone. Y'all, guess what I did? I mailed off the swaps and didn't put the cards inside. Can you believe that? I am so sorry, ladies. I will be sending you a card. It just... I don't know what I was thinking. No card. How could I have not sent a card? But they did get mailed, so here swaps Joyce and Pam. They are on their way. I believe he said Monday or Tuesday, but how can you know, you can't always trust them. So I've heard that before, and then had it take forever. This is always a risky thing to do. Wait till the end and stamp straight onto the card, because if for some reason it doesn't work out, it ruins the whole card unless you can figure out a way to cover it up. It's a little crooked, isn't it? Let me see. When I think something's crooked, it's not. When I don't think it's crooked, it is. Sometimes. Okay. And then that will go there. On there. Okay, let's do that real quick. I think I was in such a rush to make sure I got those sent off today, because I had said I would, and I wanted to be sure that I did. And so between everything else that had to get done today, I was in such a rush and I just wasn't thinking. But your packages are coming and they'll get there. It would be nice if you got them Monday or Tuesday, right? Like he said. I can feel the sticky from that glue. It's good glue. I do like it when you get it to work. And to me, the paper's not wrinkling. I don't know why there's some spots where it's not really staying, but it's not wrinkling. Okay, there it is. I think it's pretty. For a special someone is a little bit crooked, so I'm gonna have to try to do a little matte layering to get a new sentiment in there. All right. Thank you everybody for joining me. I hope you'll join me again. If you like my video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.